Tonight, the debate continues into the Jordan Cove Project, a proposed 229-mile natural gas pipeline and export facility in North Bend. Well, last week we broke down the elements of the project and showed you how it could impact the environment. And now we are taking a look at its economic impact. And KEZI 9 News reporter Jessica Babb, again, spent 2 days on the coast investigating this issue and joins us in the studio with part 2 of her special report.
Matt, Renee, when I was down in Coos Bay and North Bend, people told me time and time again they want more opportunities, more jobs in the area. But what they can't agree on is the best way to get them.
We need jobs down here.
Spend any time in Coos Bay or North Bend and you'll hear one word come up a lot.
Jobs. Jobs. I want to have jobs here that help my grandchildren be able to stay here.
And many in this coastal community say the Jordan Cove Project, a proposed natural gas pipeline and liquefied natural gas facility, is the answer they've been looking for.
It's not just building a project here, it's building a business.
If approved, the $10 billion project would put more than 6,000 people to work during the 4-year construction phase. Pembina, a pipeline company based in Calgary, Canada, says they plan to hire close to home, with a minimum of 70% of the construction jobs coming from Oregon and the Pacific Northwest. After that, there will be about 200 full-time jobs at the terminal and along the pipeline, with pay averaging $85,000 a year.
I don't see any benefit. I don't think that many locals will long-term get hired.
I think in terms of adding jobs to this area, 200 jobs in our community is actually pretty significant.
As of March, the unemployment rate in Coos County is nearly 6%, which is higher than the state average of about 4.5%. And with the Georgia Pacific lumber mill closing just 2 weeks ago, nearly 100 more high-paying jobs are gone.
The Port is a strong supporter of the Jordan Cove Project. I think, from our perspective, we see the potential for it to bring jobs to the community, to really support economic development here.
Many say they're hoping the project will bring more opportunities here to the Port of Coos Bay. But others say it'll only take away from the natural beauty already here and continue dividing the coastal community.
We have a lot of value and a lot of potential already existing.
Carmen Matthews, a Coos Bay city councilor and owner of a downtown brewery, says the Jordan Cove Project would change the identity of the community, and not for the better.
I do have a young child who we are raising in this community, and I want to see this community move forward in a way that provides opportunity for her.
But even critics like Matthews agree that the project would generate millions more in tax money.
Over $110 million in taxes will be invested.
If it's built, Pembina would not pay additional property taxes during the last 2 years of construction and the first 3 years of operation because of its location in an enterprise zone. But in place of those taxes, they've committed to loaning $12 million a year for those 5 years to a community enhancement fund. That money would go toward libraries, schools, and other public needs. After 3 years of operation, officials estimate the company will pay about $50 million a year into the fund, minus the money they loaned the county. Todd Gergen, the owner of Boxcar Hill Campground, just right down the street from where the export facility would be built, says those are benefits the community needs.
This project is going to have a major impact. It's going to be a rising tide that lifts all boats.
The other major element of the project is a 229-mile pipeline that would start in Klamath County and run to the bay. Pembina says the pipeline would generate an additional $20 million a year in property taxes for the counties it runs through. Some landowners have refused to give permission for the pipeline, but may be forced to cooperate through the process of eminent domain.
That it's not safe and that it imposes on landowners who do not want it to cross their land.
Opponents point out that the current proposal is an export facility, meaning the natural gas would be shipped out of the country to Asia.
Now we're talking about exporting natural gas for private profit, not for a public service.
Before, when the project was approved back in 2009, it was an import facility, meaning the natural gas would be shipped in.
So there's a real question of should they have eminent domain in this case, and that's one of the most upsetting factors for many people.
Pembina says it's working with landowners who have property along the route to make sure they're taken care of. Back in Coos Bay, the debate drags on.
They're making a business investment. They believe this is the place to do it.
While I don't speak for the entire city council or the city, I know that I represent a large portion of the population that is against this project.
It will be months before any decisions are made, and until then, the waiting continues. And while on the surface all appears calm, feelings of excitement and dread are still bubbling deep below the surface. Pembina says they're hoping to get an answer on the project by next year. Reporting in the studio, Jessica Babb, KEZI 9 News.